you may receive a pop-up asking you to do the OK for recording. Okay, so let's start.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, everyone, for taking time this morning and for some of you afternoon, to join us on this journey. And like Mr. Faisal said that on, right, that this is not a traditional one-way webinar where we just throw information at you and that's it. No, let's make it interactive. You are free to, pop up your message in between. Either it's on chat, you want to turn on your audio, video, whatever mode it is, right? We are quite open, flexible, and at any point in time, we are happy to answer your questions or clarify anything if need be, right? So we are going to be looking at what Agile is about, what it's not about, and what are we proposing, right?
And I would like to add here a few points. See, in the we have seen a lot of project management actually practices around the world, and remain involved in many implementations of Agile and transforming the teams. So this presentation is highlighting the challenges from our side. And as soon as if something resonate to you, I would encourage you to share with us. And if something create a question in your mind, you are welcome to raise the question. Yes, Absar, what we are going to cover?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with who we are, and then what Agile is, right? That's not going to be a one-way thing. So we will learn from you also what you think Agile is, and then bring our perspective forward, the challenges and the solution that we think are going to solve the problems in the Agile industry right now. And of course, there's a special giveaway at the end of the session. Right. A little bit about me. I'm an Agilist and technologist since the past 10 years. And throughout my career so far, I have transformed around 20 teams across different countries, including the Middle East, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, some in Europe, to Agile and better ways of working. And not just Agile and DevOps and digital transformation, essentially. I have a master's in project management, a few certifications for Agile, professional Agile leadership, certified Scrum Master, digital transformation, strategic management, etc. And I will be primarily driving this training program in collaboration with Mr. Faisal. And I would let Mr. Faisal introduce himself.
Okay, so let me try to introduce myself in three bullet points. Actually, my first 15 years I spent as an entrepreneur, mainly the technology entrepreneur in my country, and I set up many teams and delivered software projects. But I faced a lot of challenges either in waterfall and agile. So that was I failed many projects. I had a lot of scars on my body. My second journey was joining world largest airline, Emirates Airline, as a associate project managers, and started a very process-oriented project management, and that was great actually for my learning. I worked there 11 years, and I was fortunate enough to got the opportunity to work on extremely large projects. Our organization was transforming from traditional waterfall to agile, and a lot of transformations were happening in the organization. So I was fortunate to got the opportunity to deliver the projects which were span on 57 teams, 57 teams. So I was the head of program management there for those programs, where I was responsible to manage a staff of, my team was 200 people, but the project scrum master and project managers were working around 16, 17 project managers. So that was my second journey, and I learned scaled agile, safe, what we call it. My third journey was when I joined here and Salesforce Platinum Partner as a chief technology officer and responsible for all the deliveries and transforming my teams. So that was my third journey, and I applied many techniques there. So that is my short introduction. I have delivered many successful projects, multi-million dollars, and I have delivered many failed projects also. So that's my short introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Faisal. And okay, let's set the fundamentals right first, right? Before we move on and try to define the problem, let's establish the foundations first. Okay, so what Agile is about, right? What is Agile? What do we mean when we say Agile? And Agile currently in the market means different things to different people depending on uh, how they're seeing Agile, right? So I want to learn from you guys also what your perspective is. If you want to unmute and go ahead, please go ahead. If you want, you're shy to come on front, then you can drop a message on chat. But let's hear some responses from you. What is Agile?
Yeah, guys, be brave. Whatever we like, whatever your understanding is about agile, go ahead. Don't be shy,
Agile is
guys. Yeah.
Agile is a methodology. Basically, for my understanding, it's a methodology and it's an iteration of smaller chunks of data to deliver
Okay.
in kind of sprints.
Okay. One view. Okay. Who else would like
Nice.
to? That's good. Shweta, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Go
Yes,
ahead.
to deliver it quickly and quality as well.
Deliver quickly
Quality
and
and
quality
quickly.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely. Great.
Good.
Great.
Sound right. Yep. Anyone else? Kamran, Mohammed, Vijay, anyone?
Well, my knowledge on Agile is very limited, but I see that as a project management methodology. I have worked on like uh, waterfall and all that, but not very well aware of the Agile methodology because this was something where I involved too much in the technology at that point of time and was away from the project management.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Kamran.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kamran.
and I think you raise a very important point, guys. Even if you feel it's not the right answer, you can go ahead and take a shot.
Yeah. Okay, let's explore what is our understanding on agile, and we will go a little bit in detail on these next in the next slide, and then we'll move ahead. Yes, Epsar.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what we heard, right, the feedback from most of you right now is the common understanding in the market. But the interesting thing to note here is, each of you brings a different perspective, right? Like Shweta mentioned that, hey, Agile is about chunking things down into iteration, right? Then someone mentioned that, hey, it's about delivering fast, right? Then Mr. Kamran mentioned that, hey, it's about, it's a project management framework, right? And it's more than that, right? It's the whole holistic concept of agility is beyond just iterations or just rapid delivery or just a particular methodology, right? And that's kind of a dilemma and a common misconception in the industry that uh, people take agile as what they see across, or there's during the learning process, there's this resonance in the communication. Somehow the original message gets lost, right? So there are right now hundreds of definitions of agile, and the soul of it is somehow lost. So we're trying to bring that soul back now, right? And before we go ahead and say, hey, agile is about iterations, or agile is about rapid delivery, or agile is about methodology, we like to take a step back, okay, and look at the bigger picture, right, on what it is, right? So to us, agile is actually a mindset, okay. Before it is anything else. I mean, it can be a framework, it can be a tool, it can be anything you want to name it, right? But beyond that, it's actually a mindset that first of all diverts your attention to the core value, right? It's focused on the value. What are we building? Why are we building? Right? Before we try to chunk this down, right? We might come up with a very excellent product idea, right? And we might say that, hey, we chunked up, we delivered very fast, and we did agile, right? But does that mean that this product is going to be a hit in the market? Okay, or is it going to be bringing me revenues that I want to, right? And that's where we're trying to highlight that, hey, before you think of agile as anything else, think of it as a as a framework to deliver value, as a mindset to deliver value, right? So it's focusing on value, right? And of course, the outcome of it is you get flexible time to market, right? And again, a misconception that we will try to correct in our training course is that uh, making iterations make you go fast, okay? But eventually, at the end of the day, right, if you're doing 100 sprints and then your product is launching after 2-3 years, right, then you really did not avail the value from Agile, right? But your time to market, if it is not flexible, if it is not speedy enough, right, then only speed of sprints is not helpful, right? You used to use running without a direction, and that doesn't help, right? And then while you do it, right, it's about innovation. It's about a way of working together, right? No product today is developed standalone, right? There's always an army of people behind it, right? On different domains, right? How do you bring those people together, right? What kind of mindset you need to instill in those people, right? How do you make them value focused? How do you make them stick to some values that Agile advocate for, right? How do you make them courageous enough to try new things out, right? And then, of course, everything else that comes with it, right? Someone mentioned quality and whatnot, right? That's, to us, is the core, the founding pillar of agility. Then everything else actually builds up on it, right? So the key word is value, right? How do you define value? What value is the outcomes of your execution or from your business, right? There's always in an organization these three things, right? There's activities, which is the work that you perform every day. You attend meetings, you do some tasks. Those are your activities, right? Then you have the output that that activity is producing something. That's the output, okay? And some orgs, they stop there until output, right? They try to put measures on activities and output. How much work did I get done from this employee today, right? What kind of output do we have right now? How many reports do we have right now? They mistakenly make those their key performance indicators, right? That as long as my employee is checking in on time and staying late, oh yeah, that's cool, pretty agile, yeah. And then as long as my product is getting done and I have so many reports saying green statuses, yeah, I'm successful, right? But that's not what a successful business is about, right? That comes to our third point, which is the outcome. And that's different than activities and output, right? And outcome is what we should be focusing when we say we are going agile, right? Is being agile helping us reach to our outcomes? Is all my effort actually translating into business benefits, into revenues, right? That's why we do business, right? We don't do business just to run scrums, right? Okay. And that's what agility is about. Mr. Faisal, do you want to add something?
Yeah. So I want to put a real practical example here. When you work as a Scrum Master or a person who is running a project, actually, what should be your role? Actually, these are the three pillars as a Scrum Master a person should bring into their team, into their business, actually. So let's see a practical example. I was a project manager on a e-commerce website where every daily there was a yearly revenue from that website was around $3 billion per annum. And every day, I think there was more than 10,000 visitors, actually real customers who were actually purchasing the tickets and doing a lot of activities. That project overall had hundreds of deliverables. And that project, hundreds of stakeholders, also different departments and everything. The target of that company, that project, was to multiply that revenue 3 times. Yeah, so that was a real project. Now what's happening? Everyone was trying to put a lot of features. We want this, we want this, we want this. However, the intelligent Scrum Master and the product owner sit with all the stakeholders and team members and work on identify the real value. What is stopping us to get that 3 times growth in that website, because the clients are coming to the website, but the infrastructure was not that scalable to support those thousands of concurrent users. Similarly, there were some user experience challenges and a lot of different things. So we identified the key values that project can deliver with no time. Maybe if we run that project, if we would have run that project in a waterfall, maybe we'll collected all the requirement for next 4 months, 5 months, and then all the mock-ups and everything, and 1 year we deliver all those features. But we decided to find the value, where the most value will come. We decided only 3 key deliverables, and we did the collaborative way. We engaged the business, the leaders, and the end users and the developers, and figure out the values. And then we planned that, okay, these one delivery will improve the overall scalability. So from 10,000 to 30,000 concurrent users will be there. Then in the second step, we will do this. In the third step, we will do this. And that was, everyone felt that, yeah, we are doing innovation, we are doing collaboration, and we are going to deliver fast. So that is a whole overall model. So now always, whenever you see the project, now here the learning point for everyone of us is, whenever you get a project as a Scrum Master, think about the project and involve the product owner and the project owner and different people, and try to find the value, what you are trying to get out of this project, how it will improve your organization, your customer experience, your revenue, your whatever your dreams are. Find out and then collaboratively work on this. I think we have discussed a lot. I think this example will have put all 3 points in a better understanding. So I think let's move. If anyone would like to add some point here, Ashraf joined us in between when we were discussing. So Ashraf, if you would like to add something, you are most welcome. And we, while Apsar is moving to the next slide, you are welcome to add your points. Feel free.
Right. So I want you to take a guess, right? All of you. You want to unmute, you want to drop on chat, but I want you to take a guess. Say, hey, Agile, if that's a nice way of working and that's what makes you deliver fast and better and cheaper, right? What would be the percentage of Agile projects in the industry that fail?
Or what will be the successful project percentage? You can, yeah.
Yeah, or the other way around.
Yeah, please tell us what is your guess. By the way, let me, not the Agile, just general waterfall, and whoever are CRM related people or Salesforce related people or from any other industry, just let me give you 2 statistics. You know, Salesforce projects, 73% of the projects fail. So you write this statistic, and I'm not telling you my status. This is from the CIO magazine's statistics. 73% projects fail. CRM, Salesforce. Now the second statistics, overall 75 projects of percentage of software development projects fail. Now let's guess, Agile has improved a lot, but what do you think, what will be the successful rate of Agile delivery? Yeah, go ahead, please. Apsar, are the people still there, or we talked so much they have?
Yeah, right. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. Maybe we want to point people then by name. Let's hear from Brother Changapa.
Yeah,
Chingapa and Shweta has unmuted.
Just one thing to add on. I mean, I can't tell what's the success rates and all that because I really don't know about it. But I would like to know, what is your view on the? I mean, maybe after this conversation as well, on why does the projects fail? Okay,
Yeah.
I have one point of view because on a day-to-day basis, right? What I'm facing is, in agile projects is you end up in complications in the mid of the project. Okay, so that happens quite a lot, and I feel that's one of the things which is failing as well. Okay, in terms of my thing, I mean, different people have different things, and when you told about values, right? Yes, definitely. The main things what I concentrate on only on two things. That's what user is going to have an impact. I do an impact analysis on the user. The second one is what ROI it's going to give. Okay, so that includes everything in that value. So that's definitely there in the beginning. But I don't know what happens when it goes. It's all explained. Everything is done. The users are educated. All done. Okay, but the picture what they are looking at, the picture what we are going to give in middle of the project, it kind of it diverts. I don't know how to solve this, nor how to overcome this. Okay, that's where I feel most of the projects fail, because you lose a relationship, and then there is a communication gap because of that, and then eventually you also will be like, okay, fine, let me get done with this.
Okay,
Correct
so
me if I'm wrong,
this
correct me.
questions we have also, yeah, so we have noted this beautiful question, and maybe after next slide I will
Okay,
try to answer directly why that happens.
okay, that's fine.
The
Yep.
why in between the projects got complicated and relationship started breaking down. And good morning everyone. Vijay Kumar is saying good morning. Good morning, Vijay. And you are welcome to actually contribute if you want to contribute anything. Shweta or anyone, you want to guess a percentage, or we should?
Yeah,
Hmm?
I don't want to guess a percentage because I'm not very sure about the statistics on this. But I would say like different companies take agile into different modes. Like the understanding of agile is different for different companies. So the exact concept of applying agile to the project is difficult. That's where they find it difficult, and few of the companies are doing it perfectly. I think that is the gap, which is why agile projects are mainly failing. Otherwise, I don't have anything to add to this.
Okay, sure. We will address this thing also. We have to a little bit fast track now, Apsar, because we have only 33 minutes left and we have many slides
Yeah,
too.
sure. So yeah, of course, I was about to say that, okay, this is a webinar, so we will be a little lenient and not push more people to participate. But in the actual training, no one can get away without participating, right? 47% number, almost half of the projects that run Agile, okay, they fail. So at one hand, Agile is coming up with all the hype and all the buzz that hey, Agile is a better way of working and it makes you deliver fast and it makes you deliver better, right? And on the other hand, half of the projects they are failing, right? What could be the reason behind it, right? And there's many of the reasons, right? Like Chengapa mentioned or like Shweta mentioned, right? So we look into it on what are the potential reasons, right? There's many studies from many perspectives, right? But to us, the following challenges, right, are what constitute towards a failure, right? And of course, there's more to it, right? But these facts that I'm bringing to you are also close to, I would say, more than 1/3 of the ratio of the reasons that agile projects are failing, right? Okay, so number one is the mindset and culture, right? What happens is that agile transformations, like Chengapa mentioned, right? Where companies are very excited to do agile, right? There's the buzz all around the organization that hey, we want to be agile and whatnot. Okay, but what happens is that most of the transformations they turn out to be symbolic, right? It's all in the air only, right? Versus the actual transformation. Why? Because the mindset is missing. The culture is not agile, right? You just try to use agile as a tool, as a framework, and try to fit it within your existing culture, and eventually doesn't work, right? Now, what causes this is, of course, lack of experience, right? You got to know about agile from somewhere. You got a couple of people certified in your org, right? And then you expect magic to happen, right? Uh, those guys, they are not much experience, right? Uh, and then there's always a gap between theory and practice. Okay, so when you take only theory and no practice, which essentially you are lacking experience, right? You go on the ground and you start getting punched on the face, right? So why does this happen is because of the lack of effective training, right? And that's also in a survey done, many companies said that we got training but we did not get effective training, right? Eventually there are a lot of trainers out in the market, training companies. The whole agile training has become a good business, right? That you take 2 days training and then you get certified, right? And there's the market is full of certified Scrum Masters, but eventually half of the projects are still failing, right? Why is that? Okay, but to us, this 2 days training, right? That's not effective. That's not helping the industry right now. If
Yeah.
you look into agile communities, okay, they're raising these concerns that you can't expect uh, someone to be expert in agile just after 2 days of training, right? You know, man, you can't even teach a kid A to Z in 2 days, right? You're talking about handling serious, mature software delivery project, large scale, right? In 2 days, seriously, right? And Mr. Faisal will add something to it.
Yeah, what I see, Apsar, and all my audience here, just think in this way. Number one, the 2 days is not a training actually. That is a dumping the 500 pages manual to someone and or reading something. See in this way, if you read a car driving manual, after reading it carefully, you would know that here is a steering, here is the accelerator, here is a brake, and you have to turn the car like this way, and you have to indicator are these, how to use the indicator and everything. But if you start driving car immediately after reading the manual, you will put your life and others' life in risk. And similar thing happens to the agile training also. Of course, it is not that severe that you put the life in stress or at risk, but actually projects at risk or and your reputation at risk. So 2 days training is just reading a lot of material but not absorbing it. It is just like drinking water from the fire hose, where you are just drinking a couple of 1 liter of water or a couple of glasses of water, but actually you are wasting everything else. At the end of those training, yes, you know what a stand-up meeting is, what the burn down chart is, what is sprints and all those things. But really, frankly, if you are put in the project, you are doomed to fail the project. So that is a 2 days training. Now, what we are going to do, actually, we are trying to reform this industry. I have 28 years of experience and Apsar has around 10-12 years of experience in agile delivery. What we are trying to do, we are trying to build a community of real solid agile professionals. And what we have put in the next, we are going to run down quickly the course outline we have put is that how we can make better agile practitioners. Either they are consultant in any industry, either Salesforce or either general software development or whatever. They should know if they want to grow, they have to learn the real agile. Either they are working as a team member or they are working as a scrum master or a scrum of a scrum or a product owner. So what is that training is? Let's go through quickly on those things. Maybe we'll not go into much detail because 33 minutes we have already taken. So let's see the solution and let me run down that outline. AceAim, you already AceAim is a Australian based training company, and it's not a training only, it's a consulting company. We are trying to build, our main passion is to build the solid professionals and who can actually really successful individuals. Yeah, so that is my overall goal from this. So let's see how we have well articulated our training. What we are trying to do, overall structure of the training is, we have divided that training, the 2 days training, not the 2 days training is not enough. So we have divided into 2 months in 8 sessions of 2 months, which means every week you are studying 3-4 hours and then you are doing some homework and you are applying those practices, tools and everything in your organization or discussing with us on your real life projects. And even if you are an observer in your team, you are coming back with your observation and discussing with those things. So 8 expert-led sessions, and then we are starting with a project. So keep a project in mind and then start building your agile practice over that project. And then the important thing is job readiness, which means job readiness is not knowing the terminologies. Job ready means that confidently you can talk about the concept. For example, Chingapa raised a very important point, and I'm going to answer that thing, why that happened, actually what Chingapa was saying, and why, how to avoid those things. When we will be every week discussing those things will be actually absorbing in your mind and flourishing in your mind, those concepts. And then, because those things are important, these three things are important for the training, for the real life delivery. However, the important thing would be, you have to actually, for example, if you are a new in the industry and finding a job as a Scrum Master, for example, you will need certification, and it will be a good tag also, badge also on your profile. So we are giving the Scrum Master training also. So let's move to the next slide, and Apsar is going to tell us that how we have divided, what are the things we are going to discuss which is not covering in any course available right now. Yes, over to you, Apsar.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Mr. Faisal, for this. And I love our terminology of fit pace, right? That we are not, we don't want to be fast paced. We want to be fit pace, move at a pace that actually is more organic, more natural to all the audiences, right? And we have split this into 8 weeks. So first month, the first 4 weeks is about getting yourself familiar with Agile and different frameworks of Agile, right? And the next month is actually diving more into practical tactics, and we see that, right? So we start with actually the jumpstart is diving deep into why Agile matters, right? What's the current market trends? What are those values that we keep talking about? The principles of Agile, and how does it compare with traditional project management, right? We really want to set this right first in the first session, so that everything else will become more easy for you, right? Talk about Scrum, talk about any other application of Agile. Unless you establish the correct need and the correct articulation of Agile concepts first, right? Everything else is going to be tricky, right? Therefore, we spend pretty much enough amount of time here on understanding why Agile. And of course, you as a Scrum Master, when you're going out of this training, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the teams that you deal with, right? It's the leadership that you also deal with, right? So when you go to the leadership and say, I want to do Agile because Scrum is good, not really, right? So we tell you the value that Agile brings, that you can actually convey across all levels in the organization, right? Then we move towards the next session, which is understanding all about Scrum framework. Okay, fully, right? Everything in the Scrum, the roles, events, artifacts, how it's done, what are the values of Scrum, right? How it relates to Agile, why Scrum is Agile, some best practices, right? And these 2 sessions, okay, are, I would still say it's better, but if you want to compare, right, would be equivalent to those 2 days of training, right? Which is, you want to get certified, yeah, that's sufficient for you to, right? And that's what every other training does, right? And therefore, our third session is actually about exam preparation, right? So in 3 sessions, you are ready for the exam. You can get certified as a Scrum Master by Scrum.org, right? And that sums it. Now you are an expert of Scrum, okay? But there's more to the game, right? The game have to be extended to be more practical. How do you prepare yourself when you are on the ground and ready for those challenges, right? And that's what the extension of our outline is about, right? So session 4, we will equip you with more Agile frameworks because there's no one size fits all. You try to fit Scrum somewhere where it might not be relevant, okay? The success ratio is going to decline, okay? And that's where we equip you to be able to take the right calls for applying the relevant framework into the relevant context. So the first month you got familiar with everything about Agile. The next month you are driving more deep into more practical experiences, right? So session 5 is all about Agile tools, okay, that complement the Agile practices, right? User stories, burn down charts, story points, estimations, and more. And this is also complemented by information systems, right? The most common tool out there is Jira. There are more TFS and whatnot, but we pick Jira, and the reasons will be also conveyed in the during the training. But you learn how to manage those iterations in Jira, how to create a product backlog in Jira, right? So that when you're walking into an organization, you're actually walking as a fully equipped with a toolbox that you can become the right Agile and Scrum catalyst in your organization that extends beyond just the Scrum practices. Session number 7 is is going to be interesting. And that's where we are going to discuss what to expect when you walk into an organization or a team to improve their ways of working, bring agility on the processes, right? It's not going to be a walk in the park, right? You're going to face resistance. You're going to face many challenges. Uh, so when and your certificate, your Scrum Master certificate, is not going to be a solid shield against those punches that you're going to get, right? So in this session number 7, we are going to equip you with what to expect. When you know what to expect, then you have a clear strategy on how to tackle those challenges, right? And of course, this is going to be a very practical session. It will be a conversation. We can learn about your organization context and the common elements in the industry and how to supported by, of course, theory and research. But this is what will prepare you to be a solid agile delivery specialist, right? And last but not the least, after you have equipped yourself with the full concept of agility, Scrum, your toolbox is more than just agile, it's more frameworks, right? You know all the right tools, you know all the right systems, right? You know all the right challenges. Then the last session is about guiding you on your career, right? What kind of interview questions to expect? How should your resume look like? How do you transition your current role, be it a business analyst, a project manager, a system developer, a program manager, wherever you are right now in your career? Okay, how do you shape it towards agile, right? Be it in your current organization, there are strategies to evolve in your current org, or be it on a new org and hunting for a new job, right? That sums it all. Mr. Faisal, you want to add something?
Yeah, so actually what I wanted to add here, and I would answer Chingapa question also. See, this course, there is a first, I want to give you a nugget on something. I think, as you know, there is a law, I think it is called law of hammer or something. I don't know. What do you, yeah. So if you know how to use a hammer, you see everything as a nail. That is a very common practice. If you are a Scrum certified master, you try to put Scrum everywhere. It's not necessary that Scrum is the right thing for your project. Maybe Kanban will be sufficient. Maybe Lean would be sufficient. So what is the idea here? You should be a well-rounded professional who can carry on discussion with any agile professional or project managers, and you can tailor your approach and create a strategy for the projects. That what will be the right strategy for the project if you are running in agile, yeah, and create a right culture. So that is a whole about 2 months we are trying to build. So you will be able to talk confidently and implement confidently that what's the agile is all about, which tool and which framework is right at what situation. So that is a number one. Now the second thing, now I want to ask one question to who is the responsible for the successful delivery of agile project? Whoever would like to answer, then that is going to actually answer Chingapa question also. Anyone would like to answer here? Who is the actually driving seat of the project? Anyone would like to add? Please quickly, don't feel that you would be wrong. Please just tell me.
The Scrum Master.
Okay, number one. Okay, who else?
Business analyst.
Business science. Number two, who else would like to answer?
Team.
Team. Or who else?
Business analyst.
Okay, who else would like to add? Okay, let me give you a food for thought here. Team, when you say team, who is the team? I think Bushangari told the team. Who is the team? You know?
Yeah, the tester, developer.
Okay. Now I
would
tell you
also
important
include
thing.
I would also include the stakeholders as well. And when my answer would have been the team, but then yeah, when I meant team, it means the stakeholders who will be engaged in the first initial conversations when you design the scope, right? Those people are also included as a team, I would say.
Okay. The good addition, but let me now listen very carefully. I asked who is holding the steering. See, if 10 people are if 10 people will be on steering, car or any vehicle will be going here and there. Yeah. You know what? If you don't understand this point, what I'm going to say now, your agile project will never be successful. Scrum Master is not owning the project, or is not steering the project. Business analyst is not steering the project. Project manager is not steering the project. Scrum Master is not steering the project. And team is not steering the project. As a successful Scrum Master, if you can do only one thing, your project will be successful. And if the business owner or the business, the key person behind the project can wear a successful hat on his head that I am running this project, you will be absolute successful Scrum Master. They should be the people who should justify all the delays in the project. If something is not delivered, if something is delayed, if the feature is not ready. If you can make that point successful, you will be the successful Scrum Master. And now it is a counterintuitive thinking, by the way. Think about it. When you will think about it, you will realize what I'm saying. Actually, you have to become a kingmaker, not the king. If you want to successfully deliver agile project, you have to be a kingmaker, and you have to make your client a king who will be driving the car, and you will be giving him instruction. You will be actually an advisor to him. That now right turn left, turn right. How we will do it, we will discuss later in detail. Many projects fail because of this. Most of the projects fail because of this. Number one. Number two, quickly, we have very less time, but why the project got complicated during in between of the project? Because Scrum Master or product owner and many times developer, they think they are running the project. No, that is absolutely wrong. Number three, they do not understand the idea of progressive elaboration. What that idea is, sometime we will discuss in the next session, and maybe free session, of course, that what is progressive elaboration. And one more thing is not to establish the foundation sprint. If project is getting complex from the technical side, it is because people are not doing the right architecture and ignoring the foundation sprint. So I just wanted to put a few points, food for thoughts, and we will discuss in the future whenever we will be in the next session. So let's jump on the next few slides, which I want to run down, and I do not want to take more time on this one. So this is the program we are planning to launch in the market, and we are looking a group of a couple of brave souls who can work with us on this project and get certified and get trained. So because I believe if I train 10 people, move to the next slide, please. Thank you for. So if best market anything is actually word of mouth. We are not selling right now anything. We are trying to actually build a group of expert people, and who can actually really say that I am expert on agile because of this course, and I can run any project confidently. What we have done, although we are planning to hold this 2 months training and all the future kind of consultancy in $850, but what we have done right now, we have just including the voucher, which is $150, we have kept a cost of $550, which means the overall training will be just $400. And our main objective is to build a team who really understand the Scrum and Agile. If you want to join this course, or any colleague or anyone, you are most welcome. Whenever I will share after this meeting, I will share the link to our website where you can register yourself. And if you want to join the course, you can, when you will apply this course discount coupon, From 850, it will come to 550, the overall cost. And by the way, this cost, I should not say, but it is also 100% guaranteed refundable. If after 2 sessions you believe that, no, this work is not working, if this training is not working for me, you can take back the full payment without any question. So this is all about the training, the course which we are going to launch. So if you have some people who are really energetic to learn from the experts who know inside out about Agile, please share our message, and we will be very thankful for that. And secondly, we would love you to be part of our training group, first training group. Why we are building the first training group? We want you to showcase, actually, these are the people you can talk to them. These are the people who know Agile inside out. Either it's a DevOps, either it's a lean, either it's extreme programming, either it's Scrum, or either it is Kanban. They know how to strategize project, they know how to build a culture, they know how to lead a team, and they know how to deliver successful projects. So this is what our aim is. And as let me sum it up and close my my comms on this sentence. We are, me and Apsar combined, actually trying to reform this Agile training industry. Not training industry, reform Agile delivery thing. And which is actually really bad, in bad shape. People know the terminologies but don't know how to execute the thing successfully. So this is what our offer is. And it's not a kind of commercial offer, but it is a kind of thing which we want to give to our the professionals. So this is us. Please, we are open for any question or anything for us. And after this meeting, we will be sharing some links to you also, and you are most welcome to join our program. Okay. Yeah, over to you. Whatever questions you have, and not related to the course, any question if you have related to Agile or anything.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing the screen, and now I think we can utilize the rest of the time for.
Yeah, if you would like to share your videos, please feel free. And we are happy if some child are crying behind the scene, so don't worry. Hello guys, why you are so quiet? Don't worry, you don't have to purchase anything.
When are you planning to start the course, Faisal? Like when is the first batch?
We are starting mid of August. We will start our classes mid of August. So we are right now in mid of July. We are trying to build a group of just 10 to 12 people so we can focus and build them. So mid July will be the first class.
Okay, so it's like weekends, right? Every weekend.
Every weekend, Saturdays, same time,
Okay.
12 o'clock. And we will be meeting for 3 hours. We will take one topic as we showed to you, and we will be thoroughly going to that concept and then giving you assignments. And there will be a WhatsApp group of those 10-15 people who can actually post their sharings and everything, and we will answer questions if they are facing something. So we will be talking frequently on the daily basis also.
Okay.
And yeah, and similarly we will be then again catching up on next week, discussing the previous week reflections, learnings, and then move to the next topic. So mid August.
Okay, thank you, Faisal.
Guys, thank you very much for your time today. It was 54 energetic minutes from your side. And please feel free to add both of us on your LinkedIn profile. And whatever your questions are, we are just also creating a group, Agile Friends. Are you all okay? And that is not a course related group. We are creating a group also, Agile Friends group, WhatsApp group. Whoever would like to be part of that group, please raise your hand. What we will be doing, we are going to share a very small video nuggets videos and one pager kind of very informative things to you all. For example, a story point, or for example, what is a user story? So very action oriented, do, don'ts, best practices, how to example of a good user story, that kind of practical things we want to do it. So whoever would like to be part of that group, please raise your hand and we'll add you in that group. And secondly, we are going to, of course, whoever would love to join the first group, we would be happy to be partner with them as a lifetime actually to run this agile journey. So guys, thank you very much. That's all from my side and from Apsar's side. If your questions are there, please feel free to ask and feel free to drop off whenever you want.
Just once again, thank you so much for answering the question. So are you on the same number which you were in previously? So
Yeah.
I'll go there. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamran, to join, to show your interest to join the group. Shweta, thank you very much for showing the interest to join the group. We will definitely be in that group.
Thank you, Faisal. It's always interactive, means having the conversation with you. So as usual, I found this session to be interactive as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Shweta, Shingapa. Thank you very much, guys.
I think for me, this session is like very first session about agile, and I feel confident. Like I definitely need to go with that because while I'm running my project, I really need help with like how to handle those sponsors and making sure that they become the owner of the project rather than me trying to run the wheel and then probably not really getting to a successful project and making the sponsor feel like I'm probably trying to add like extra CRs, I would say in our language, to the project. So I would love to probably join all these conversations in the group and learn, because most of the time I have spent a lot of time on the technology projects, but not really practicing the right project management techniques to handle such projects. So yeah, thank you very much. It's quite useful and has given me like sort of a light on the other side of the tunnel. Yes, I can make some projects successful. So thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. And Kamran, yeah, we will be actually trying to build a right mindset that you have to actually make other people real driver, and you are the coach to them. You have to motivate them to make the project successful. So that we will be actually creating that mindset. So you enjoy also, your team enjoy, and you also enjoy the delivery. Your customer should also enjoy the delivery, and they should appreciate your work. That Kamran, Shweta, or Changapa, whoever, Vijay, they are really doing the great job in our project. So yeah, that will be really great to have you on the other side. Actually, I have received your messages, Changapa, on WhatsApp.
Yeah, all good. And then I'll probably get in touch with you there.
Definitely. Wonderful. Okay, guys, we are closing our meeting. We'll be in touch with you all. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bushangari is also there and Vijay is still there, but they are they are very quiet. Bushangari, are you still there? And Vijay, are you still there? Yeah. Chingapa is also very happy to join the group.
That's nice. And Chingapa and Shweta.
Chingapa, Shepa, and Kamran is also would like to join the group. That's great. I think we have to build a group of diversified people from diversified industries and experience. So that will be really exciting actually. So to see what they are doing practically and what challenges they have been facing. Okay, let's conclude the meeting. I'm closing the meeting. Vijay, that was really nice talking to you today. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, Apsar. Thank you.